horizon has betrayed us. The solid earth, which you trust to hold your feet, has dissolved into vapor. We are no longer in the kingdom of the living. The sky above is not black. It is a bruised, suffocating purple, the color of a strangled vein. And the sun, the golden tyrant that burns the desert sands by day, is dying. Watch him. Watch the light. It bleeds. The gold turns to rust. The fire turns to ash. He is shedding his skin, becoming the flesh of the elder. We are falling into the throat of the earth. This is the western gate, the mouth of the Duat. The river here does not flow like the Nile. It is not water. It is the blood of the abyss, thick, oily, and pitch black. It reflects nothing but the terror in your own eyes. Look at the surface. It is an obsidian mirror, perfectly smooth, hiding depthless fathoms where gravity has forgotten its name. The air itself has changed. It is no longer gas. It is a heavy fluid, pressing against your chest, demanding effort for every single breath. To breathe here is to inhale the silence of the grave. Do not look at the banks. There is no shore here. There is only the waiting. Can you feel it watching? It does not have eyes. It has hunger. Something shifts in the darkness beyond the lantern light. It is not the wind, for there is no wind in the underworld. It is a displacement of the void. A massive, shifting pressure that blocks out the faint, ghostly stars of the netherworld. The darkness is not empty space. It is a solid thing. It is the coil. It is the eater of souls, tightening its grip around the neck of reality. If the lantern fails, the dawn will never come. Beneath our feet lies the Mesektet, the solar bark. Do not mistake this for a mere boat constructed of planks and nails. This is a living cathedral of cedar and spellcraft. Every beam was hewn from the sacred groves of Lebanon, soaked in the resin of prayer, and bound together not by rope, but by the hekau, the words of power. Listen to her groan. She is in pain. The weight of the nothingness is crushing her ribs. She screams so that we may float. The wood is hot to the touch, vibrating with the stored solar energy of the day, acting as a battery against the encroaching chill. Without this vessel, we are cinders in a monsoon. It is the only solid geometry in a universe of chaos. In the center of the deck stands the shrine. Inside, the god is not the falcon of the noon sky. He is Auf-Ra, the flesh. He appears as a man with the head of a ram, his skin glowing like cooling lava, cracked, burning ember red, pulsing with a weak, rhythmic light. He is old. He is weary. He carries the weight of creation on shoulders that tremble with exhaustion. He is the dying wick of the universe. If he is extinguished, time itself unravels. The light he casts is not the sharp clarity of day. It is volumetric, thick, struggling to push through the murky atmosphere, like a lighthouse beam fighting a hurricane. It illuminates only the deck and the terrified faces of the crew. Beyond the rail, his light dies instantly, swallowed by the dark surrounding. The hull is a shimmering field of translucent blue, the lapis lazuli warding. It flickers like a dying force field, crackling as the raw entropy of the Duat tries to chew through the wood. Standing guard are the crew. Mehen, the serpent guardian, coiled around the shrine, his scales grinding against the deck. And the others, standing rigid, their knuckles white on their spears, They do not blink. They cannot.
To blink is to yield a moment to the shadows, and the shadows need only a moment.
We have entered the second hour. The silence of the entrance has been replaced by this, a sound that is felt in the marrow of the bone before it is heard by the ear. It is the resonant frequency of fear. It is the hum of the unmaking. It gets inside your head. It tells you to put down the spear. It tells you that sleep is easy. It tells you that the void is warm. The crew sways, fighting the hypnotic pull. Sweat streams down their faces, not from heat, but from the sheer mental exertion of remembering who they are. In the Duat, identity is the first thing to be eaten. You must remember your name, or you become part of the dark. He is here, the uncreator. It does not have a face. It is a cloud of absolute negation. The stars of the netherworld are blotted out one by one, devoured by a moving mountain of smoke. Apophis. He is not a beast of flesh and blood. He is the concept of entropy given form. He is the end of the sentence. He is the silence at the end of the song. The river turns turbulent. The black oil churns, boiling cold. The solar bark pitches violently, the cedar beams screaming in protest as the fluid dynamics of the underworld break down. We are no longer sailing. We are being digested. The friction is physical. The darkness rubs against the lapis shields, creating sparks of cold fire that rain down onto the deck. The hull shakes, vibrating so violently that the crew must drop to their knees to keep their footing. Hold the line. Do not let the fear take your legs. Speak the words. Speak them or die. The crew begins the chant. These are not songs, they are masonry. Each syllable of the hekau acts as a physical brick, reinforcing the crumbling shields. They shout the laws of physics back into the void. They scream the concept of order into the face of chaos. The voice is the only weapon that can cut the dark. A breach. The lapis shield fractures on the starboard side. A tendril of pure shadow whips across the deck, colder than the space between stars. Where it touches the wood, the cedar instantly rots, turning gray and brittle. Ra's light flickers. The ember dims to a dull red. The shadows lengthen, stretching like claws across the deck plates, grasping for the shrine. The boat slows. We are sinking into the mire. The heavy fluidity is hardening around us like setting concrete. He is drowning. The sun is drowning in the dark. This is the seventh hour, the bottom of the universe, the pivot of night. Motion ceases. The bark is trapped in the gel of the abyss. Directly ahead, the darkness coalesces into two burning, malevolent slits, eyes the size of cities. They do not reflect light, they absorb it. The gaze of Apophis falls upon the fragile, aging form of Ra. Do not look at the eyes. If you look, you cease to exist. From the prow of the boat, a figure rises. He is tall, distinct, with the head of the mysterious Shah-Beast. It is Seth, the god of storms, the murderer, the outcast. Only a monster can fight a monster. Only the chaotic strength of the storm can withstand the chaotic hunger of the void. Ma'at calls upon her enemy to save her. Seth raises the great iron spear, He does not tremble, he smiles, for this is the only place where his violence is holy. He stands on the prow, a silhouette against the encroaching wall of nothingness. He strikes. He drives the spear into the throat of the shadow. It is not a collision of metal on flesh, but of existence against non-existence. A shockwave of pure force explodes outward, shattering the thick air. The darkness shrieks, a sound like tearing metal. The ember of Ra flares, erupting into a blinding, molten gold supernova. The light blasts outward, vaporizing the shadows, turning the black oil river into blinding steam. The coil is broken. The heavy fluidity snaps. The grip of the serpent is severed. The Mesektet surges forward, launched by the recoil of the battle, riding the shockwave of Seth's strike. The pressure lifts. The air becomes light again. We are rising. We are rocketing upward, leaving the shattered form of the serpent writhing in the deeps below. The purple bruises of the sky fade into a soft, miraculous indigo. Then the violet turns to rose. The aging ram god sheds his heavy flesh. He transforms. He becomes the scarab, Khepri, the dawn. We have survived. The gate opens. A blinding white light pierces the horizon. The first ray. It hits the prow of the boat, no longer cedar, but pure light. The light fades. The motion stops. We are staring at a wall, a flat limestone wall in the Valley of the Kings. The paint is cracked. The gold leaf has flaked away, stolen by time and thieves. The heroic struggle of Seth and the serpent is frozen in 2 dimensions, trapped in static pigment. The gods are gone, only the stone remembers. The air here is dry and stale. Dust motes dance in the beam of a modern flashlight. The terror of the abyss is reduced to hieroglyphs that tourists photograph without understanding. The screaming of the cedar hull is replaced by the suffocating silence of archaeology. But do not be deceived by the stillness. Look closely at the wall. The serpent does not die. He is only repelled. The sun has risen today, yes. The coffee is brewing, the cars are driving, the world turns. But the sun will set again tonight. The war is not history. It is a cycle. While you sleep, they are there, in the dark, fighting the friction, holding back the collapse. They bleed in the silence, so that you may wake in the light. Pray for the dawn.